Fifth grade, chapter 9, lesson 6. Problem solving, find a rule. Unlock the problem. On an archaeological dig, Gabriel separates his dig site into sections with areas of 15 square feet each. There are 3 archaeological members digging in every section. What is the area of the dig site if 21 members are digging at one time? Read the problem. What do I need to find? I need to find the area of Gabriel's dig site. What information do I need to use? I can use the area of each section, which is 15 square feet, and then that there are 3 members in each section, and that there are 21 members digging. How will I use the information? I will use the information to search for patterns to solve a simpler problem. So to solve the problem, they gave us this chart, and it was already set up. They broke it into the number of sections, the number of members, and then the area in square feet. They said to get from each number of members to the next for each section, you were adding by 3. And to get to the next area for each section, they were adding by 15. Now, to get from the sections to the number of members, they said you multiply by 3. And then to get from the number of members to the area, you multiply by 5. So over here, possible rules were multiply the number of sections by 3 to find the number of members, multiply the number of members by 5 to find the total area, and then you need to complete the table. And we said that 21 times 5 was 105, because mentally I took 5 times 1 and got 5, and then I took 5 times 2 and got 10. So the area of the dig site, if 21 members are digging, is 105 square feet. Try another problem. Casey is making a design with triangles and beads for a costume. In his design, each pattern unit adds 3 triangles and 18 beads. If Casey uses 72 triangles in his design, how many times does he repeat the pattern unit? How many beads does Casey use? Use the graphic organizer below. So we know that he does 3 triangles and 18 beads for each pattern. And then he uses 72 triangles in its design. And then we need to know how many times does Casey repeat the pattern unit and how many beads does Casey use. So what do I need to find? I need to find the number of times the pattern is repeated and the number of beads Casey uses. What information do I need to use? The number of beads and triangle Casey uses in one pattern, and the costume has 72 triangles altogether. We will make a chart to solve for a simpler problem, is how we will use the information. Solve the problem. So we went ahead and we set up our chart, and we went ahead and put a label of number of patterns, number of triangles, and number of beads. And then we went ahead and filled in our information of what we already knew for one pattern was 3 triangles, and for 3 triangles, we used 18 beads. So we learned that on each row for the number of triangles, you're going to add 3, and for each row for the number of beads, you're going to add 18. So we went ahead and filled out the next row. So we said it was for 2 patterns, you would use 6 triangles and then 36 beads. So we went ahead and we knew that we were going to have 72 triangles total for our costume. Then we went ahead and came up with our rule. We said that in order to get from 2 to 6, you have to multiply by 3. And then to get from 6 to 36, you have to multiply by 6. So we only had the 72 right here. So we knew that we had to get back up. But we knew to multiply the number of patterns to get to the triangles, we multiply by 3. So we just did the inverse operation of 72 divided by 3. And we got 24. And then to get our number of beads total, we took 72 times 6 and got 432. So Casey repeats the pattern unit 24 times and uses 432 beads. What rule could you use to find an unknown number of beads if you know the related number of triangles? We would multiply the number of triangles times 6 to find the number of beads. Share and show. Max builds rail fences. For one style of fence, each section uses 3 vertical fence posts and 6 horizontal rails. How many posts and rails does he need for a fence that will be 9 sections long? So what do we need to underline, guys? So 3 vertical fence posts, 6 horizontal rails. How many posts and rails does he need for a fence? There'll be 9 sections long. Okay? And they gave us kind of a graphic even for this one, right? Okay, a picture that you guys can kind of look at to mentally see it. First, think about what the problem is asking and what you know. As each section of this is added, how does the number of posts and the number of rails change? So, it says to make a chart or a table, and they already did that, right? So next, make a table and look for a pattern. Use what you know about 1, 2, and 3 sections. Write a rule for the number of posts and rails needed for 9 sections. So basically, for 1 section, they need 3 posts and 6 rails. Then for 2 sections, they need 6 posts and 12 rails. So what are we seeing here? What is our rule to get from the number of sections to the number of posts? Times 3. So multiply times 3, right? And then the number of posts to the number of rails? Times 2. Okay. So write a rule for the number of posts and the number of rails needed for the fence. Now, we went ahead and did the how to get from each section, right? Okay, so you said to get from the number of sections to the number of posts, you multiply by 3. And then the rule for the rails, to get from the number of posts to the number of rails, you what? Multiply by 2. So then it says finally use the rule to solve the problem. So what would we get, guys?
27.
Okay, so 9 times 3 is 27. And then 27 times 2 is
54.
54. Or another quick trick for that is, you know 9 times 3 got us 27. What's 3 times 2? 6. And then 9 times 6 is 54. Okay. So then you know that automatically, right? 27 times 2 is a little bit bigger for you, which was pretty easy, right? But that would be a little trick to help you get there a little quicker. Number 2, what if another style of rail fencing has 6 rails between each pair of posts? How many rails are needed for 9 sections of this fence? So basically, how do we get from the number of sections to the number of posts?
Times 3.
Times 3. How do we get from the number of posts to the number of rails? Times 4. Okay, so 9 times 3 is 27. And then now they want us to do 27 times 4. But what did I just teach you? What would be quicker?
3 times 4.
3 times 4, which is
12.
12. And then 12 times 9 is
108.
108. So those fast facts that you already know, right? Okay, so our possible rule could be that you multiply the number of posts by 4. By 4, or multiply the number of sections by what? By, nope. Here's the number of sections. So we took 9 times what? 12. Leslie is buying a coat on layaway for $135. She will pay $15 each week until the coat is paid for. How much will she have left to pay after 8 weeks? So she wants to buy the coat for $135. She'll pay $15 each week until the coat is paid for. And then how much will she have left to pay after 8 weeks? So basically, what are they doing, guys, to get from the number of weeks to the amount paid? They're doing what?
Times 15.
Times 15. So what is 8 times 15? Did you guys work that over to the side or down below? So 15 times 8, 4. So 120, and then she's paying what? 135, right? So we do 135 minus 120, and that gets us what? 15. So how many more weeks does she have, guys? Well, we got 15, but she is doing payments of $15 each week. So she'll need the $15, which also means she'll have how many more weeks? So $15, so she only has how many more payments, guys? So, one more payment. On your own, Jane works as a limousine driver. She earns $50 for every 2 hours that she works. How much does Jane earn in 1 week if she works 40 hours per week? Write a rule and then complete the table. So basically, how do they get from hours worked to Jane's pay? Times what? Times 25, right? Because 2 quarters equal 50 cents, right? Okay, so what was our rule then, guys? So multiply the hours worked by what? By 25. So how many quarters are in a dollar?
4.
4. So you can go ahead and put 100, right? And then we need to add what? One more 0. So she would get $1,000 for 40 hours work.